Before I make myself too comfortable, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, sure.
Do you remember Joshua Norton?
The Emperor of the United States of America and the Protector of Mexico is not a man who is easily forgotten.
During the days of gold rush mania, fortune seekers from all corners of the globe poured into California. The small backwater outpost of San Francisco grew rapidly into a large city. San Francisco's population included a small circle of wealthy merchants who profited from the mass migration of the gold rush period. Joshua Norton, America's only emperor, was among them. A British Jew who came to California in 1849, Norton became a wealthy local merchant. In a reckless attempt to corner San Francisco's rice market, Norton lost his sizable fortune overnight. Legend has it that he also lost his mind. The formerly shrewd businessman declared himself Norton I, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico.
Emperor Norton's legacy to America, to the United States, to the world. He was one of the first tourist attractions in San Francisco. When the people would come here and after the gold rush, one of the sights they wanted to see in San Francisco, of course, wasn't the Golden Gate Bridge or the Emperor Norton Bridge, because they hadn't got around to building them yet, but it was Emperor Norton. He was a jolly fella, and some of the local businesses sold statues of him and photographs and keepsakes, and they would carry them back east, and I guess we'd have to go back there to find a lot of these things because there are no more here. He issued currency, his own, that he promised on his empire to pay back with good interest, and just about the time it came due, he extended it at a lesser rate of interest, and I never heard of anybody asking to collect it.
Emperor Norton as a character that was a creation to a great extent of the newspaper industry, journalism, was himself a commodity, part of the newspaper industry. He was an item to be used. He was commodified in that way. He was driven crazy because of his involvement in the commodity market. So what's kind of very ironic about it is that people delighted in his eccentricity because, for one thing, his craziness could be the way that they could end up. So there was a lot of sympathy for that kind of craziness. People wanted to read those stories. So he himself became a commodity. The crazier he was, just as long as he was restrained and didn't bore people, the more his value went up.
Oh, I don't think he was a character. I think he was a pretty intelligent man. He came to California for the gold rush like a lot of other people. Went into real estate and commodities, made a lot of money, lost it. Maybe he took it hard, I don't know. He went on to be a pretty decent guy. He proposed the crossing of the San Francisco Bay and the tunnel under it.
Gentlemen, behold my latest project, the newest wonder of the world.
Well, what is it?
What is it? It's a bridge!
In what would become his most notorious edict, Norton commanded construction of the Bay Bridge over a half-century before any engineer or politician had considered linking San Francisco and Oakland.
You turn places into sites with myths, with legends, everything attached to it, like the legend of Sleepy Hollow in the East Coast. So you've got now the legend of Emperor Norton that people will delight in. You've got Emperor Norton, you've got a tradition, you've got beatniks, you've got all kinds of other eccentricities that will really kind of give some meaning in addition to great view, great hill, great bay, great Emperor Norton.
The Emperor has attained a unique cult status in many organizations. The secret society of E. Clampus Vitus has canonized the Emperor, and to this day they celebrate Emperor Norton Day near his grave in Colma, California.
What does E. Clampus Vitus mean? Well, it's first place, it's the name of our organization. E. Clampus Vitus. 3 words, no period after the E. We try to preserve history. We place plaques, which we have over 1,000. The first celebration by the Clampers that I know of, a chapter in Fresno. They loaded up some buses and came up to San Francisco, especially with the purpose of honoring Emperor Norton. Naturally, we migrated here to beautiful Colma, California, to Old Malloy's. So for the last 18 years, we've had an annual event here. Losing all his money for buying too much rice, he made hay of it. He took and declared himself emperor, which seems like a good position if you don't have any money. Died in 1880. It's too bad he didn't live longer.